So for a lot of you, the word networking means that you're going to go hide under the bed. Most agents are pretty much known for their ability to charm and chat once they're in the middle of the negotiation. The idea of real estate networking, however, for some reason, just throws us into a tizzy. We want to avoid it like a trip to the dentist. The truth is, networking itself is critical and it's a major component to running your real estate business. It expands your sphere of influence. It allows you to collect industry relevant information, generates leads, and it tells you what your competition's doing, quite honestly. Up to your networking game, but I've put together a list of my favorites, especially some easy to follow tips, the things that you can do. And the beauty of it is, for those of you that haven't captured this understanding of this workflow motion for your business yet, there's some good pointers in here on getting you started. So let's make life easy, shall we? Networking itself is a lifestyle change. And I don't mean networking in a hollow, handing out business cards at your kid's baseball game kind of way. When you network, your goal has to always be on the lookout for ways to make a connection with another person. It needs to be done thoughtfully. Your kid's baseball game can be a great place to do this, but you need to be doing more than just looking for that first handshake. Get to know the team parents, team sponsorship, get to know the coaches, extend the sphere of influence, the people that you have an understanding with of what you do in real estate, how well you play the real estate game yourself, and how they can take advantage of that with you. You don't have to saddle up to the pitcher's mom with a new listing flyer. Instead, use these as opportunities so that you can organically ensure that people know your business and that you're always available to help. And if you're doing all the social media stuff we've been teaching you, put that in front of them too. Give them a couple of links. Let them get advice so that you're working when you're not there being present with them. This is going to extend to every area of your life: a book club, parent teacher organizations, pickleball teams, alumni, neighborhood groups, happy hours. Those are the more fun ones. And the ever classic network activity, golf. Um, Utilizing your spouse's employment and what they do to be able to get in touch with more people. Sometimes that makes it even easier so that you are a secondhand resource for everybody that knows your spouse and what they do and how they can leverage your knowledge. Look for some ways that you can help. As a real estate professional, specialized training, tons of experience, you got all that in the bag. You're one of the most informed people in the room, typically. You know about schools, you know about development projects, you know about zoning, design trends, pricing, interest rates, hot new restaurants. You know a ton of people that are good at connecting people with others. You even understand your community's history and how you can help predict its future, probably better than most of the people that are on the city council. That's going to put you in a very unique position to be helpful. So I want you to think of networking as looking to offer to help someone else. This could mean offering to write recommendations and reviews, carry some groceries, host some informational meetings with some of the young people on a career search, volunteer in a local school, sponsor teams, serve on a nonprofit board, plan community events. In Tampa, we deal with a lot of flooding and storm surge and those kinds of things. Plenty of opportunity to serve a community in mitigation planning and beach cleanup and stuff like that. Find out what hits your community the hardest and become a part of it. Become a positive resolution to it. All these boards are going to attract lots of agents that are eager to improve their community with a simple real estate specific perspective. But not only offering helps you demonstrate your abilities, your skills, your experience, and mostly your generosity, but it's also going to help build a loyalty. It's going to help put that goodness out there that typically circles back. In preparation, if you treat every interaction as an opportunity to meet, connect, be helpful, you're going to always be ready with your elevator pitch. You might even need several versions of it, one for a kid's sporting event, one for a luxury real estate conference, one for when you're in line at the grocery store. But make sure you can explain not only your work, but also what's the unique value that you actually bring. Your pitch has to include what sets you apart. What are your special skills? What experience do you offer? Bonus points for practicing pitches with friends, family, and fellow agents, or in front of the mirror if that's the first thing that you can get a hold of. There are lots of elevator pitch out there. Heck, you can, if you're not using AI already, you should be. But certainly you can Google or YouTube 101 different real estate pitches that are out there. And believe me, there are plenty of scripts that you can just reuse. No point in recreating the wheel if you can find a good one on your own with a simple search. And then you need to set some networking expectations. Chances are you're not going to sell a house today to someone that you just met at the grocery store this morning. But let's say you add that person to your email list. They start receiving your monthly newsletters. A year later, they actually want to buy that house and they give you a call. They remember you. Fantastic. But not every person that you meet is going to become a client. You cannot always go into every single interaction expecting that you're going to turn it into a deal. Often, more often than not, sitting down with a target demographic through some type of networking is what's going to lead to the better understanding of needs, the concerns of your community, the experiences that people are looking for you to have. Sometimes reviewing your target demographic is going to lead you to learning something new about another housing development coming online, different skills that are being requested by your community, or the technologies that are coming up that you need to pursue knowledge in so that you get really good at valuing these techs for the expansion of the knowledge of the people that you're talking to. The key to successful real estate networking is simply understanding that as you network, your sphere of influence expands. So do the opportunities that come with it. While you're doing all of this, you need to actually listen. We've all met that person who asks a question and then immediately loses focus while you answer it. Their eyes stray, they scan the room, they're looking for someone more important or more interesting to talk to. Don't be that person. When you ask a question, listen to the answer, and I mean the complete answer. This goes beyond good manners. It's important for successful networking in real estate. You never know how that casual conversation is going to lead to something else. And if someone drops a hint that they have a real estate need, you're going to want to be right there to pick it up. Be prepared with a couple of good questions too. It's easy to zone out if you're asking a lot of boring questions or you're starting just random conversations to break the ice. Remind yourself of what you're trying to accomplish. And by making these connections, you need to ensure your questions get to the heart of what your needs are as a realtor. What do you think has been your secret to success? What do you do? Imagine what their answer might reveal. You'll immediately get insight into their experience, but more importantly, their values. Their answer is going to tell you who they are and a general proportion of what's important to them. It's kind of the information that would ultimately become invaluable if you eventually deliver a listing presentation to this person. So capture everything and make it a part of the personality profile that you're building on the person you're talking to. Of course, it's going to depend on the networking situation, but There are some questions that just go beyond the basics. Hey, how do you spend your time? What do you do for fun? Have you had positive experiences with realtors in this area? What are the greatest lessons you've learned? What's something you've done that I should go do? And how can someone like me provide value to you in my industry? Going a little further, don't be afraid to ask for help. While we're often in a position to offer help, sometimes we're the ones that need it. It can be difficult to ask. Our personality for this particular role, especially in sales, is to be the answer person, the one that everybody comes to for information, not the opposite. The secret to keep in mind is that people actually like being asked to help. They feel like they can be of service to someone else, just like you do when you're practicing what we were talking about earlier. Just be sure that if you ask for help, you're very clear about what you actually need. You might be asking for just an introduction to a big time developer, or really need that name of that mortgage broker that's in the room with you. Might even be asking for a review from people or a client referral to a friend or a family member. You might not always get what you want either, but there's no harm in asking for it. And then take some notes. Not all of us have a ironclad memory. As you're chatting with somebody, you're going to learn a lot about them, their interests, their career path, their kid's baseball record. While we think we're going to remember all of these details, we probably won't. Keep some careful notes, ideally in your CRM, so that whenever you reach out in the future, you can check to see how these things are going. Hey, did your son win that tournament? Um, it helps to be thoughtful and engaged. Yes, they know what you're up to. They know you're a real estate agent, but people truly like to build a relationship with somebody. I can tell you 90% of the people that I have done business, I consider them close friends, personal acquaintances, even. And occasionally it builds onto other work associations so that we can help people out. It really helps to be thoughtful and even engaged. If you're an Office fan at all, that Michael Scott's Rolex scenes, those little nuggets of personal details like that can really start to warm in when you're leading up to trying to sign a client. Then I can't repeat this one enough. You hear this on probably every session that I'm on with you. Follow up. When an agent asks how to network as a real estate agent, this step is crucial and typically overlooked. For networking to ever be effective in every industry that you work in, you have to follow up. The follow up cadence can vary based on the relationship, obviously, but if you meet someone once and never send them an email, never send them a text again, you've wasted your time. Use your CRM to set up some type of an alert. Check the notes that you took after your last meeting. Send a message. Um, I keep all of the text messages that I have between, especially me and my clients, so I can review the conversation threads even years later if necessary to find out what did we talk about? What was the last harrowing adventure that I had with that client? Or what were the things that we discussed that I needed to get them some more information on in that text thread? You don't have to write a novel. You don't even have to write very often, but it's as simple as reaching out and sending them a social media attachment and say, hey, if you'd like to see some of the things that we were talking about in greater detail, take your time, take a look at my YouTube channel when you have a moment. Of course, the only CRM that you're going to use is the one that you like. I certainly have some favorites. My corporation has its own. We actually just signed a new agreement now that we have field tested all the integrations with our newest, latest, greatest full package CRM. The one that you're using the most is the one that is going to need to be most user friendly, most intuitive, and it's going to have automations that are going to help you easily manage leads and stay in touch with people with your networking contacts, period. Networking with other agents isn't all about lead generation. When you're talking about building a sphere of influence, it's going to be about building that real estate agent network too. An industry network is probably the best way to put it. You're probably wondering, how do you network with other real estate agents? But more than that, you need to understand why you do it. The simple answer is that fellow real estate agents are going to provide a support group. I mean, who else understands the torture of a dad following a home inspector around when the daughter is under contract on a purchase? Fellow agents are valuable resources, especially if they have specializations, if they have a niche. Not every agent works for the first time home buyer, and if that's their jam, other agents you network can and will recommend you if that's what they need from you. Additionally, fellow agents and brokers can often offer career opportunities between them. Perhaps you're recruiting for your team, or you're interested in joining another brokerage yourself, or just helping your broker expand the team within that brokerage because you like everything they offer. You just want to be surrounded by more people or some new faces. Networking can help you keep all of those doors and all of those options open. One of our favorite resources for inter-industry networking and referrals is our local GTAR chapter here in Tampa. They host several new agent, experienced agents, broker events, just so that people get an opportunity to meet and greet other people in the industry too. Because remember, your industry in real estate is not just agents. You have lenders, you have title companies, you have different closing agents. Title groups themselves have their own sphere of network. You want to know all of these people and how can you quickly reach out to them if you need support or help with something. And then online networking is certainly taking its own flavor. We love the in-person networking, it's the best, but don't underestimate the value of connecting and maintaining relationships through social media too. LinkedIn is the most obvious one for me. It's very important for career networking in real estate. Be sure to consider other channels as well. We had a big guide on social media platforms and how you leverage them in your network. There is LinkedIn for real estate agents. There's engagement on Instagram. Facebook pages bring in leads. Videos are fantastic to be able to publish against all of the platforms themselves. And there are lots of mastermind groups out there that you should probably either join into and even better, participate in so that people appreciate your knowledge set. Let's talk to you introverts for a little bit, that this is as close as you and I are ever going to get because you would rather do all of your work internally and not have a whole lot of direct interaction with folks. Real estate networking can really be fun. It can be exciting for you. It's nice to be able to meet new people. It can also be pretty easy, even for my introvert buddies out there. Remember, networking does not have to be transactional or opportunistic. It's simply about making connections. As you, as an agent, do this every single day, as you think about how you can implement tips in your networking approach, try to orient your thinking away from things that cause you anxiety. Old school networking, door knocking. Think of things as a bright new experience for you. Simply be prepared to have a good conversation, whether it's like this or through a phone call. People that you meet and end up networking with are going to help you build your business and are going to help you build a more successful real estate career. Specific introvert tips for you guys out there. Focus on smaller groups. Find some networking opportunities that are maybe more one to one, like a coffee shop kind of interaction. Utilize more of your social media. So your liaison work online can be just as effective as in-person networking. It's perfectly acceptable for you to be camera off in those as well. Although I believe learning a personality and attaching it to a face is a little bit more better, is a little better for mind mapping. Get yourself a network buddy. Bring somebody along with you to these things that's just easy to be around, someone that you're comfortable with, hopefully in the same industry or one of the industry joiners, so that it's simple for you to be able to have a more confident conversation. And then know you can leave. If you need to do something bigger, if you have another networking event that's a requirement, make a goal for yourself. I'm going to meet 5 new people today, and then I'm going to go home. Sometimes that's all you have to do to get there. Where would you meet in person? For those of you that like to meet in larger groups, while I'm a firm believer that every single event is a networking event, there are specific opportunities for those that are wondering how to network as a real estate agent at a larger scale. Some of my personal favorites are obviously your local real estate association board, your chamber of commerce, volunteer opportunities that are out there, alumni groups. Real estate conferences are superb when it comes to meeting other people in your industry. Hosting your own events and open houses, for example, are a great opportunity for those to happen. Local nonprofits are always in need of not only help, but expertise. Real estate education to local religious organizations is also very nice. And meeting regularly with a team of experts related to your industry can also carry you a long way. For that matter, don't forget your niche. You might have a local chamber of commerce or a women's leadership group that's in town. Get involved in people that you want to do business with. Organize a local food drive, coordinate a community event, or at least just get involved in it. Two birds, one stone. You're going to develop yourself personally as well as professionally. The most effective way to network as a real estate agent, in my mind, is to simply make it a lifestyle. Be consistently looking for ways to prove value to others. Ask thoughtful questions. Connect with people in your community. Networking will allow you to give back, offer knowledge, gather information, and expand ultimately your sphere of influence. Being friendly and being interested in others is your very first step, and by far the easiest one. So I challenge you, get out there and meet 5 new people this week. Interview them, talk to them, get to know someone better. It will help you as an independent person, and believe me, it will help you as a career professional. Fast and Furious summer is on its way, everybody. Be prepared. If you've been doing everything that we're asking you to do since the beginning of the year, you are well informed and well prepared for what's coming in the summer bust. Keep up the great work. We look forward to seeing more from everybody out there. We'll talk to you soon. Have a great day.